It's race day in Kellogg, Minnesota, and I have my Slash Street Stock here, which is the convertible. Made a little short on this. If you haven't seen that, you should go check it out. After the roof fell off last time I was here, which was a pain in the butt, as well as I have a 4x4 Slash late model, which is a difficult class mainly just because all the cars are practically the same. That's how we like to run them around here, and it's pretty much just all based on driving. Slashes are a lot different for the two-wheel drive street stocks, and that's pretty much just going to be because of the gearing can be changed, because your shock stiffness can be changed, just everything like that. So I'm going to do some tire prep here on both the cars, and that is going to be done with some awesome sauce. I really like this stuff. This stuff's a great tire compound, absolutely amazing. If you have any hobby shop near you, go pick it up, check it out. It's great for some compact clay. I know there's a lot of guys who like to use it on carpet as well, which is truly just a great compound. Why do I have it in a spray bottle? The main bottles like to leak, and I didn't buy a Milwaukee pack out. I have this huge black Master Force trunk, and the bottles will just spill everywhere. So I went ahead and I put it in a spray bottle. So that's just pretty much just going to be spin it around. Oh, gotta open it. Spin the tires around a couple times. Make sure the spray bottle actually works this time. Probably shorten that down. There's a lot of it. And then once your tire is nice and coated, you're going to want to go ahead and take your paper towel. That's just what I like to use. Paper towel, any sort of rag, microfiber towels. There's a couple guys who like to use those. And just turn that tire. The whole table is shaking while I'm doing this. Just turn the tire around. It's also going to clean your tire for you, so that's super, super nice. It's not going to be this extra step that you're going to need to use. And as it goes around, you're going to see a bunch of this black gunk come off these tires. These are the Kumos on the Traxxas rims. They work great for this compact clay. Tons of guys, if not everyone, who runs these Slash classes will run these tires. So I'll just sit here and I'll do this to all my tires. And once I'm done with all of these tires, I'll switch over to the late model. And once I'm done with that, I'll be back. So once the tire sauce is on, you want to spray it on immediately. And this goes for awesome sauce and a bunch of the other ones. You do want to have paper towels or anything near you to clean it off right away, because it is going to be one of those things that you put on your tires and then just immediately wipe off. Because if you do leave most of that on, it's going to pretty much act like water. Your tires are going to get all soupy. It's going to be disgusting. I do also apologize in this video. I do have a microphone, but because I own an older iPhone with a lightning port, the adapter is taking a little while to get here. So I apologize for the poor sound quality. It's out of an iPhone 14. Video should be all right though. And we'll just get into some racing today. So one big issue of I've only raced this car about 2-3 times, and the rubber's already starting to come off the bead. But I believe that's with most tire compounds. Got the two-wheel drive all fired up. Practice has been announced as open, so I'm gonna go for some practice. Go out there for some practice laps. For some practice laps, but we're already having some issues, and it's just not wanting to steer left, which is a big problem in oval, because that's the one way you're going. I believe it's an issue mainly just because I have my steering trim so high, or not my steering trim, but which way the steering's pointed, and the servo horn is just not centered. So if I'm able to make this thing centered, that would be absolutely great. So I'll go ahead and I'll try to do that, and that's just going to be a steering horn situation. You can kind of see it a little bit there, and you also kind of see how unaligned the tires are. This one's going pretty left, or actually pretty right, which is where I don't want to be going. So I went ahead and I adjusted the steering servo a little bit, and now the wheels are actually facing sort of left. Now we got plenty of steer left as well, which is going to be a big deal, because before it was absolutely horrendous. One of the things I do want to remind you, when making changes to your steering anything to do with the servo or servo horn, you want to have your vehicle on while you're doing it so that servo doesn't move as easily on you or move whatsoever. Alright, so I just got back from a couple more fast laps, and it is also just the fact that I have put new tires on this, and the new tires are out there for the first time, so they're not broken in whatsoever. The other thing is, I feel like I was getting a little bit too much downforce in the back, just making me push, and the wing came off. And once the wing came off, about 2.2 seconds went away from my time. So I'm just going to take this thing fully off. It's just off of Traxxas late model, pretty much. Just modified it, put some holes in the body. I'm just going to take that off for today, and we'll see how it runs. Alright, so the next step is, now that the wing's been taken off, here I can show you what I did. I just took a Traxxas late model wing, and I cut the back of the Traxxas late model off, and I pretty much just sandwiched it in between the body, and clearly that did not work well. Good news is I have steering now, as well as car's not pushing as much, so that'll help me long term throughout the day. Steering is now, I did put more shoe goo and tape on the front of the body because it keeps breaking apart because I don't have the right support system in there, so you can kind of see it along with all the dirt right up there, which means it weighs down that front, meaning now that my tires are rubbing with the body. So I'm going to cut away some of the body a little bit and hopefully make this thing run a lot smoother. All right, I have trimmed up the body a little bit. That was just kind of around the wheel wells. You can see it there. That front end a little bit more rounded off. Just help that tire stop rubbing down at the bottom because there was like a little hangover there. But now that I have everything sorted out, I'm going to re-prep the tires, let this sit, and I'm going to keep this one here until it's time to go racing. The other thing is going to be my 4x4 / late model, or limited late model as in some areas, is pretty much perfect. It is box stock. I added a body, added a couple other clips, and some carbon fiber bits just to make the body fit on better, and it has been running great here. So I just prepped the tires. I'm going to let that one sit. Over this terrible black gunk, stuff that loves to come off your tires, that's going to be prepped. I'm just going to let this sit here for a little while. I think it's generally going to be a pretty interesting race today, especially for this two-wheel drive. I know I keep bringing it back to this before we get started, mainly just because the tires have not been breaking in. I don't have a tire breaker with me, so I guess we'll just kind of have to deal with pushing issues throughout the day. Other than that, it was good last time, so let's see how it does this time. And one of the things I do want to show you is going to be the 4x4 late model, and just what the difference is between having a regular / street with the mounting system compared to the mounting system for a late model body. This is the Shark UFO, Shark Bodies. Here it is. Pretty actually decently sized body. But then you come to the chassis, and your first thing that you're going to see is this huge front bumper, 3D printed, got some carbon fiber, connects to this here. You can see this little S-shaped mount. Then you got your body posts, have a body clip on there for it to sit on. And the other thing is going to be the rear, where you have this V-shaped carbon fiber little body post mounting system. And it also has kind of the same thing as up front. It's got the posts with the clips. Most people will drill a hole through it and then nail it down to that body right in between those 4 screws right there. So that's an option as well. I have not, and I've had perfectly fine experience with it. It hasn't been horrible. It's been pretty decent. Well, that was a mistake on my part. I forgot to grab the camera and record the heat race for the 2-wheel drive. Didn't really go to plan. Probably not getting first today. Well, that was pretty obvious in the first place. The new set of tires is just killing me. They're not broken in. They're pushing like crazy. But you know what? I almost had third there for a second. Ended up getting in with the leader. And pretty much the last lap, that led 4th place past me, and I was out of the 3rd place spot. So the second heats of them are up right now. So we'll see how we stand after these couple of heat races, and then we'll go to 4-wheel drive. All right, well, the results are in. I checked it out for both heat races. Looks like I might be starting 5th. which means I would be in the A main, right at the bottom. But an A main's an A main. So probably gonna, since we had 2 heats, probably gonna have an A and a B main races. So looking forward to that. See what the actual results say. But just by RC Scoring Pro, looks like I have a shot. 4x4, still feeling pretty confident about, but we'll see what happens when we get to it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Green, green, green. He's your leader right off the bat, 5.319. Careful out of 2, careful out of 2. Ripper just catching that inside berm. I think little Casey Lee, Evan Ripper. Open 4-wheel drive late models will be our last heat race up right after this. Open 4-wheel drive late model.
Alright, so that went decently well, I would say. Not the greatest, not the best as I would do it. Had to kind of feed off some of the mistakes of others there. But other than that, I'm at 3rd place. Especially with how felt a little bit underpowered in that one. Track conditions, pretty decent. Well, so now that that's over, we are on the last race for the heats, because I believe we're only doing 1 round of heats as per usual here. 3 minutes for 1 round, or 3 minutes for 1 race, and then they do all the heats, and then we move on to the mains. So now that both cars are done, I will go ahead and I will put Awesome Sauce back on these tires, get these all prepped up, ready to go, make sure they're good, and then I will get to the Slash Street Stack. I believe or like I said earlier anyways, the Slash Street Stack and how that run was not how I wanted it to run. It wasn't the greatest, but I believe I am still in 5th. This one I'm for sure in the A main with the 4x4 late model, because there's only, was it four cars in that one. So only 4 cars in this one, and then the Slash Street Stock, there are 2 heats worth of them. So we'll go ahead and get both the vehicles prepped, because I need that Slash Street Stack to be on the top of its game for the next round of races. Alright, so I came back after looking at the main lineups. Got 3rd in the late model, so we're starting 3rd in the A main. We're only going to have 5 in Slash Street Stack for the A main. So I'm starting 1st in the B, which is not a bad place at all, but I'm just hoping I can hold on to that, especially with these tires, because these tires are pushing really bad right now, especially with the fact that they're brand new and the rubbers and foams haven't broken in. So we'll see how we do. I'll go ahead and make sure to remember to record that one, and then hopefully make it to the A, and hopefully get a podium position tonight.
All right, Evan, lead us off. Nice and easy. 4, 3, 2, 1. Green, green, green. Our Street Stock B feature will be up next. Street Stock B feature. 2. White flag is out for Evan. Coming to the checkers. Alex is down in 2nd. Taylor 3rd. Brian 4th. And Evan, your leader. Sorry, I forgot to flip the green.
Well, so that couldn't have gone better, especially for where I was thinking I was going to be. I wish I knew 2 people were going to bump up, but I'll be in 5 of 6 in the A main. I'm happy with how the convertible did. So next up, I got to get the tire sauce right on, because that was the first round of B mains. There are 3 B mains, and then we have some A mains. So I guess there is a little bit of some time until I get going, but I would like to get this ready. I felt the tires just pop into place during that one. Like, truly, that was great. Hopefully the tires can do the same thing. Hopefully the foams are breaking down a little bit. Have a bit of an easier time in the A main. Maybe get up into that third place spot.
Jason had everybody 2 laps down already in the first lap. All right, one more time, nice and easy, guys. 4, 3, 2, 1, green, green, green. Guys are just so fast, I didn't realize it was coming for the second lap already, not the first one. Jason, Mark, Lee, Evan, Mike, Alex.
Oh, crap.
Careful out of 2, careful back to 3, careful into 3, careful into 3.
Well, we tried that one. The push today was just not very good. I did screw up right there at the start. Kind of lost me a couple laps right away. Then I was having some power issues. It was going down. It would shut off every once in a while on me. Other than that, I'm not mad at that run. I made it to the A main, first in the B. Otherwise, pretty decent in that class. Lighting is going down, so it's going to be more difficult to record, so bear with me for the next part of this video. Yeah, 4x4 late model, limited, is up next.
Casey Richter, Evan Lee.
Sorry, April, I'm in your way.
This race is third between Lee and Evan, as Lee is only a half a straightaway behind Evan as they're coming down the last couple laps. White flag out for Casey, coming to the checkers next time by.
Oh, you piece of crap!
Casey is done, Ripper's done, Evan's done, Lee's done. Very close race at the end for third place. Evan sneaking it out. Casey, Ripper, and Evan on the podium.
I'm not mad at a third place at all in that class because everyone's neck and neck. Street stock could have gone a bit better. Well, there we have it. It is now dark as heck. The recording is going to get really terrible here. If you really enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It's always undoable later. I really do appreciate the support as I push out these long-term videos, as I hope to do this more. And hopefully, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.